Lene Stacks, Siobhan Stone, Lene Stacks, Throat Goat, Hood Rat, Jump Off, Fishy Coochie, the queen of Fishy Coochie. Discuss this.
Keep in mind, man, I never think it's a good look as a man to ever rag on a girl because, bro, you was in it. How you look? Welcome back to another video. Hope your day is going good. And in today's video, Umar Johnson crashes out after his wife is, I don't know what the hell Dr. Umar did to his wife to get exposed. We about to find out. P-Roll.
I don't know what his wife is going to say, bro, but don't tell me he been messing around with the Caucasians the whole time.
Umar Johnson crashes out and exposes one of his spiritual wives and announced that he's considering suing her after she committed the ultimate betrayal online. He's been dating this lady that he refers to as the Throat Goat for about 2.5 years. At some point within the two...
Throat Goat? Is it the same infamous one on Twitter? Y'all boys stay off that Twitter feed, bro. I promise you. Don't Google it just because I said it. I promise you, it's not going to lead you down somewhere.
2.5 years, he asked her to come to Philadelphia to take care of his mother when he's not home, and he would compensate her. She agreed. Now, at some point during this arrangement, things went horribly wrong, and now she's doing interviews on various Dr. Umar Johnson hate channels, exposing his mother's business as well as his business, and Dr. Umar Johnson is really upset about it.
So he's very, very bad with money. He doesn't know what to buy. He just buys everything. Like, he doesn't have 1 or 2 cayenne peppers. He has like 30 of them. And then he doesn't have things that you're supposed to have. He has a huge thing which he called me about this. It's probably about the size that you would put winter coats in, those big plastic container things full of just tea. And he called me. He was like, "Where is the tea at? What did you do with my tea?" And I'm like, "The tea's in there. How can it be missing? It's huge. It's bigger than the dining room table. What are you talking about?"
She just starts off by ranting about how
without my knowledge or my permission. Hey, Umar, don't play. Move without my knowledge or permission.
Johnson is really difficult to deal with, which if you watched any one of Umar Johnson interviews,
Umar don't play, boy.
I don't feel like anyone would be shocked to find out that Umar Johnson isn't the easiest person to get along with. Now, I can only imagine what she has to deal with dealing with Umar Johnson, but does this justify dealing with this man for 2.5 years, meeting his mother, dealing with his mother, and then turning around and going on a channel that has been making hate videos about this man for 3 years? Does this justify? I don't know. I've yet to hear something that would justify it, but we still have a lot more to review. So maybe after reviewing the rest of what she has to say, I'll change my mind.
So the last time I went out, he came in, I don't know, and he comes in sweating, snorting, going ballistic. Why isn't the dishes done? Why do you? And so the last night that I was there, I didn't drop her, but she slid from the bed to the floor. And I'm like, "Oh my God, where are you?" I couldn't get in touch with her. And that's another thing. You can never get in touch with him. You can't have a productive conversation. And I don't have that much experience. Let me tell you, I work. This is not even my skill set, but I did the best that I could. But I'm trying to ask him questions like, where are certain things? And he doesn't answer the phone. It's like he's out. And then you'll see him on live, or you'll see him taking pictures or something. You're just completely out there with no help. And then he'll call you maybe the next day. So he left me there. I couldn't leave. I was in the house for 5 in the filth. And I'm like, I can't do this. So as soon as he came in, that's the day that when she slid down, she was getting dizzy and she was like, "I want to sit down." I said, "Well, you can't sit here." So she just went down to the ground, and she's like my size, so I couldn't get her back up. So I had to call the ambulance, but I played it very good because he doesn't want, when you open the door, you have to turn off the lights, you have to open the door, and you have to look out. And you can't leave the door open that long because he's very paranoid about what goes on. You cannot let anybody in, and you cannot leave out of the house. So when the paramedics came, I just acted like, "Oh my God, my mom slid down." They didn't even take my name or her name. They just helped me get her up and get her back on the bed.
Regardless of how you feel about her current actions going against Umar Johnson, it looks like she went above and beyond for Umar Johnson's mother. And I feel like where the disconnect comes in, she's operating under the assumption of, I'm dating Umar Johnson. That's my mother-in-law. I'm doing it out of the goodness of my heart. Umar Johnson is operating under the belief of, I'm paying her to do a service. So I don't owe any gratitude because I'm paying you to conduct a service. So Umar Johnson is treating this like, in the capacity of you as my mother caregiver, when I'm not there, this is a service being done and you're being paid to do it. Why would I need to be grateful? Which I don't feel like that's a great way to approach any situation. If somebody
Even
drops off
somebody
my
ain't paying
DoorDash,
somebody.
I'm extending gratitude and saying thank you.
Facts.
Umar Johnson apparently don't operate that way. So where things went bad for them is one night when Umar Johnson came home, she was super tired for dealing with Umar Johnson's mom for 5 days straight. And Umar Johnson essentially like blew her off, booked her a flight at like 3 a.m. in the morning, you know, without really expressing any type of gratitude whatsoever, and just sent her on her way. And she felt super disrespected.
When he came in at 2 a.m., he came in the house, walking fast, busting through. I'm sitting there. It's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, try to think about this. I have been up with her every 6 hours. I have to, or not every 6 hours, I have to battle her 6 times a day. I'm tired. He's like, I'm about to put you on a plane. I said, do you know what time it is? And then he's like, well, I went up and I went outside because I hadn't been out, outside. So I'll go outside. I'm getting fresh air, like trying to clear my head because I know he's about to be a head case. And then I come back in the house. He's walking fast. He's like, you got your stuff together? You ready to go? Are you ready to go? You ready to go? I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, what's going on with you? He hadn't even took off his stuff. He had already wiped her, put a pull up on her. And he was like, are you ready to go? He said, and that's what ticked me. He was like, get off the phone. Because I called my friend and I was like, he's here and it's about to be some mess. Now, mind you, no one knew that I was dealing with this man. They thought I was dealing with a guy, a quote unquote guy. So when I was coming out from outside, he was like, get off the phone. And I said, I'm going to call you back. So I got off the phone. I said, don't talk to me like that. What do you need? Like, what is it? He's like, I'm about to put you on a plane. I said, well, it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And he was like, do you have your stuff together? You ready to go? And I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Because at this time it's 5. I've been in a house for 5 days. I'm willing to go anywhere. But he didn't say, hey, I know you've been, cleaning up somebody. You got urine and whatever else on you. You look crazy. Do you want to get yourself together first? None of that. He was just like, nope, it's time to go. You got to go now. I was like, okay. So I left and went through the airport looking crazy, smelling crazy. I've never went outside like that. He didn't care. He was like, what are you upset about? I'm like, you don't realize what you don't. First of all, you didn't even want to talk about what happened. He didn't care that she slid down. That was like a big deal that he doesn't care.
From the story that she just told, Umar Johnson is wrong. He didn't treat her the best. I feel like that's a no question, right? Umar Johnson treated her badly. And I can understand how she could have some type of resentment for Umar Johnson. But I don't feel like this is enough to go on a platform with somebody who has essentially made videos about Umar Johnson for 3 years, created hit pieces, stalked Umar Johnson. I remember there was an era, because trust me, I have my history with these people as well. There was an era where I think it's like 2021 during the pandemic where Umar Johnson was doing a book signing at an African restaurant. These people called the city, right, of Chicago, called the city of Chicago on the restaurant to get the restaurant shut down because Umar Johnson was doing a book signing there. So the hatred they have for Umar Johnson runs deep. So to go to one of their channels, and to give them this content and to speak to them about Umar Johnson's mother and her medical history, and it's, to me, it's just,
it's messy.
It's just rubs me the wrong way, and it's kind of nasty. So Umar Johnson is responding back, and according to Umar Johnson, he plans on, I guess, filing a lawsuit against the YouTuber and this lady, and he would also disparage her and her bodily parts.
Lene Stacks, Siobhan Stone, Lene Stacks, throat goat, hood rat, jump off, fishy coochie, the queen of fishy coochie. I believe she may have taken information regarding the bank account of FDMG and my personal. I discussed this.
Keep in mind, man, I never think it's a good look as a man to ever rag on a girl talking about a female's private parts because, bro, you was in it. How you look. You just say the girl crazy and just move on, bro. That's it.
What?
With the attorneys. The attorneys told me that it would be in my advantage if Siobhan Stone, Throat Goat, or Pastor Bussy tries to access my personal account or the school's account because that is a federal crime. I saw her privately 3 times inside of the same Philadelphia hotel after hours for no more than 2 or 3 hours. This young lady told me that she would not mind coming to care for my mother. I assured her that I would pay her, and I did pay her. And this is going to be important when I bring up the attorney in a minute, because I consulted with an attorney in Kansas City who told me that if I can prove that I paid her to care for my mother, then she can be charged with HIPAA violations for discussing my mother's personal, sensitive medical information without permission.
This is like the double-edged sword with dealing with Umar Johnson. Is we love Umar Johnson for his personality, but his personality can also be a put-off. Like, for example, can you imagine Martin Luther King Jr. coming on IG Live and calling a woman who he's been dealing with fishy coochie? Like
That would be crazy.
Yo, can you imagine Malcolm X doing this? Umar Johnson aspires to be in the light of like a Malcolm X or like a Martin Luther, right? Like he aspires to be one of those like people in history that we look at and say, yo, this brother right here was for black people. This brother right here was a revolutionary. No revolutionary is coming on IG Live to speak like that.
I just said that.
But I could definitely understand him being super upset and super pissed, man, because, yo, what this lady is doing is wrong, right? Like it's wrong. Now, they're trying to frame it as if Umar Johnson was mistreating or ill-treating his mother or having her live in filth. Bro, none of y'all was in the mother's home. Y'all don't know what's going on. Like, I know there was like an IG Live like 6 years ago where like Umar Johnson like accidentally like turned the camera on and he says, yo, I'm in the process of moving. They've been taking that to spread it as if like that video from 6 years ago has any type of correlation to today. All of this to me is just weird parasocial behavior, man. It's just bizarre. Making a video almost every day for 3 years straight about one man, to me, as a content creator myself, that's bizarre, that's weird. Also taking into consideration, they haven't made any videos about anything else. You can't go to that page and find any videos on anyone else. It's weird, it's bizarre, it's nasty. But Umar Johnson isn't off the hook, because apparently Umar Johnson disparaging this woman, calling her fishy, calling her stinky, that apparently drove her off the internet because she deleted her Instagram afterwards.
3 throat goat sessions turned into a 2.5-year relationship with marriage, love, masturbation. Talking about I ate out your fish tank. You have an aquarium down there. She has an aquarium down there with every creature in the ocean. She got squid, she got clams between her legs, she got oysters, she got shrimps between her legs, she got salmon, whiting, tilapia, you name it, she got it. Squid, octopus, every funky creature is between them legs, brothers and sisters. She needs a yoni steam, a yoni dream, and a yoni clean.
The thing with this lady, if she really wanted to get her point across, I feel like, yo, she has a pretty decent story, a pretty horrific story in terms of dealing with Umar Johnson. But it feels like this is some normal relationship stuff. She could have probably went on her own channel and did this, or she could have probably...
I'm not laughing at what Umar said. What he said is not funny. You fucked it. It's not funny. It's just, I just like the throwback to old jokes, bro. I'm a guy like that. I like old throwback jokes, bro.
Went on some type of neutral or unbiased party side and did this or spoke on this. It's the fact that she aligned herself with certain people that makes the story, you know, like it muddy up the water a little bit, because others will look at this and claim, well, like, come on, man, like Like, that's the same person who was saying that Umar Johnson was living off his mother, right? Because Umar Johnson's mom, by the way, you know, like, she's disabled, right? Like, she receives like Social Security checks. This person is claiming that a man like Umar Johnson, who makes like $4,000 per interview, that's his interview rate, and he stay booked, that man was living off a Social Security check. Like, it's like you don't do yourself any favor when you align yourself with people who have a clear hatred for Umar Johnson. Yo, these people try to paint Umar Johnson moving his mother in with him and taking care of his mother as a bad thing. Like, they try to paint this as if he's like the devil for this. To me, it's like,
Why?
it's odd.
Umar's not the victim. He's exploiting his own mama.
Huh?
He's supposed to be the primary
What?
caretaker. And if you're the primary caretaker, Umar, as you state, you're getting paid for it. Living off your mama, making money off your mama,
Wow, that's crazy.
who's
This a crazy
wheelchair
take.
bound and is struggling with all types of issues. And you sit your funky ass up inside of hotel, motel rooms, living a good life off of donors' money while your mama's at home living in filth.
I mean, hold on, my bad. This dude is a fucking hater. This guy who made this video, he's a fucking hater. Now, I'm not saying Dr. Umar is a saint, but I'm sure he's not all bad. You know what I'm saying? Crucify a man for what he's actually doing wrong, but for taking care of your parent, that's never a wrong thing. Not in my eyes.
Umar, you're
Even
not
making the
victim.
attempts. You know how many people forget about their parents?
Your mama's the
What?
victim. Your daughter's the victim. All of these women that you have sexually exploited and you continue to sexually exploit, they are the victims. But see, in the absence of proper intellectual process and in the absence of wisdom,
You a hater, bro.
you concede to your own narcissistic reality wherein you perceive yourself to be the victim.
Really put this
Or
into
maybe
perspective for you
you're
guys.
talking
okay?
about yourself.
The man lives with his mama now so he could take care of his mama. And they believe that the man is caring for his disabled mama for an $800 a month Social Security check, where this man brings in like $3K per interview.
What?
So caring for his mother now is now seen as, yo, he's exploiting his mama for a check. You see, so if this man was not caring for his mother, he would be what, a garbage man being
If
for a
anything,
dating
he
man, right?
using the money to pay
And
Shorty.
here's
What?
how they kind of like phrase things as well. They say that Umar Johnson was sexually exploiting women because he's having casual relations with women that he's meeting that are consensual.
Just like any
I don't
normal
know.
man?
What?
I feel like this lady's story kind of lost a lot of the steam due to bringing the story to, you know, certain platforms. That's like, when it comes to Umar Johnson, like there's nothing that you will hear from that platform that will say, yeah, this is unbiased or this is the truth. Bro, it's been 3 or 4 years now, bro. Now, again, maybe I'm biased because me and, you know, like this platform has had our run-in. I left bygones be bygones. You know, there was point in time, yo, where, you know, for making videos about Umar Johnson, like my job was called, bruh, like to get me fired. Like I was doxxed, like my name got doxxed, you feel me? So then in
Whoa.
return, I doxed them back, you feel me? I engaged with the malarkey, right? And we went back and forth, you
What?
feel me? You know, like trying to do whatever we could do to harm each other. But like that was like 4 or 5 years ago, you feel me, bro? Like I had like 100 subscribers. So I feel like right now, man, where I'm at, like I'm not really focused
Who's
on
doing all that at 100 subscribers? God damn. Boy, they been through it.
whatever they did to
What?
me. You know, I try my best to be, you know, just impartial and not biased when doing this video, man. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man? Do y'all believe that Umar Johnson is a monster for taking care of his mother? Let me know in the comment section, okay? And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen.
Shout out to Poetic, man. Hero.
Yeah, honestly, they just doing that. They don't like what he has to say. You feel me?
Yeah.
How can a man be criticized for taking care of his mom? Like I said, if anything, he using the 800 to reinvest in her and take care of her while he's touring and doing these different interviews and podcasts. Feel me?
Yeah.
Y'all can't bash a nigga for doing something right just because y'all don't like his message.
All right, man. Y'all made it to the end of another video. Y'all already know, man. Love y'all. We're grateful, y'all, man. We can't do none of this without y'all. Go ahead, scan this link right here to stay connected with all things VG. You already know, man. We gonna catch you in the next one. We out.